Welcome back to Authenticity the Hard Way YouTube channel. I am your host, Asha Zalika, and today I have two messages. One explicitly about the 6/6 portal that we are in. Today is June 6th. The 6/6 portal, and I wasn't aware of it until I woke up this morning and Spirit immediately began speaking to me about today. And that's the first message. Spirit said, take your time. Take your time today. No rush, no fuss, just the simple ease of flow. And so I was laying in the bed and I was like, yeah, it feels like a gentle, easy day. And then Spirit said, the energy of 6 supports you today. And that's when it clicked. Oh, it's a 6/6 portal. And the other message is Oracle began speaking to me. I'm going to do an Oracle reading about love. But first, let me, and in case you do not know, and a disclaimer, I am not a professional card reader. I am not a professional astrologer. I am just an intuitive, and I just follow Spirit, and I do my research and my study. And I've taken notes. I got my journal here with my notes, and I have the book that goes with the Oracle cards. So the information that I give you, please go back and check. All I did was ask Google, what is the energy of 6? There's nothing mystifying about it. Just ask questions. If you have a question, just ask. With the Oracle, I've just started doing Oracle readings within the last 6 months. I've been doing tarot for about 5 years now, just self-taught. And I felt the urge months ago to do Oracle readings, and the Oracle is more personal for me, what I found. And so real quick, before I get into the message, with this deck, let me explain what I did. So it is, the deck is called The Wisdom of the Oracle. And I was drawn to it when I was going through decks to pick, find the one that resonated with me. When I started working, when I saw the word Oracle, it was during a time where a young man that I think highly of, and I started communicating divine union for a specific time. And I keep looking up because it's very pretty outside. I got a big tree right here and trees right here. It's just very pretty. I see the birds flying. Anyway, he started calling me his Oracle. And it just settled in me, because when I started my spiritual journey well over 30 years ago, God kept speaking to me and was telling me that I am an oracle. And back then, I'm young, I'm not knowing anything, and everything that Spirit, God would speak to me, I would just kind of put pins in it. And in the culmination of time, here comes a man who called me his oracle. So I chose this deck. And when I got it, I didn't just open it up and start using it. This is why it's so precious to me. Because when I got it and I opened, here's the box. Okay, here's the box. And it's a thick box, right? So when I got it, I opened the box and I left it open for a while and sitting right next to my bed. And then the next day I took the cards out and I just spread them out and I let them breathe and just left them alone. I think it was maybe 3 or 4 days. I didn't do anything. I may have shuffled. I remember one time I shuffled the cards around, but I just let the cards feel me, the energy of my room, my sacred space, right next to my bed. So when I have my communion time and I receive from my spirit guides, God, the universe, whomever is speaking, the cards are right there by me. So was building a spiritual or energetic connection with the deck. And then after that, when I felt the release from that, one morning I just sat on my bed. I set my communion table up and I just spread the cards out with the book in the middle. And I had my candles lit and I had some incense burning. And I just began talking with the oracle and explained my desire. I think I'm going to cry. Well, it makes sense because the energy of today. Just expressed my desire for connection, for not coming into this relationship wanting something specific. I want to build a relationship with you so that you can teach me. That was it. Like I'm building trust because I trust you as my oracle, and I will come to you for whatever it is that you have to say for me, to me. Now that's different than my tarot deck, because when I got my tarot, I was a little bit afraid because in my spiritual journey, I was taught that it was evil, it was demonic. So that I just got the deck and had Google, and I would ask questions, just a lot of questions, and pick the cards or do this, the different types of readings that they have that it goes with the tarot. So that's a big difference between the oracle deck and my tarot cards. When I come to the oracle, it's what do you have for me? When I go to tarot, it's I want to know this. Total different energy. And oracle speaks to me. She has an essence to her that is so loving and so gentle and compassionate. Like the Queen of Cups, I guess you could say, nurturing and high priestess, mysterious. It's beautiful. Sometimes I just hug it. But I really truly have a relationship with these cards. And I feel a pull when it's time to talk. So that's just my relationship with this deck. So back to today. Today is 6/6, June 6th. And it's the 6/6 portal. I have my notes. The vibration and energy of the number 6 has to do with unconditional love, harmony, service to others. And one site that I looked at said that 6 is the ultimate symbol of the nurturer, which is Venus. So the number 6 is ruled by Venus. And Venus is a healer and a nurturer, the energy of it. And also deals with our self-worth and how deeply we believe that we are worthy of the things that we desire. Key thing for that, as I was researching, After Spirit said the energy of 6 supports you today, and I sat there and thought about it, and then that's when I started looking at the number, the energy of 6. Spirit broke into that little research of mine and said, explore your own truest desires today, especially those you felt unworthy of receiving. And then the next research that I got was that Venus governs our belief in our worthiness of receiving our desires. So, no coincidence. When you seek, you shall find. Yeah, especially when you're led. So, the energy of today is about unconditional love. It's about being in balance and harmony within ourselves and within our relationships. And the key thing to understand is that in order for us to be in harmony with others, we must be in harmony with ourselves. And I will get into, I'm kind of jumping ahead, but one of the cards that I received deals with exactly that. So before I jump into the reading itself, let me share with you what Oracle gave to me. And it took me by surprise because of how powerful this download is that I had, because everything happens. I'm receiving this right now. And the flowers outside my window are pink. And so I'm just drawn to them. They're very pretty. Sorry. The download that I'm receiving is that love is me, am evolving out of a space of, thank you. I'm internalizing this because this is the message that Oracle gave me. My other messages from Oracle have not been this in depth, and I believe that because of what I've been going through lately, I'm going through a major transformation within these last 6 months. Like, things have erupted, and I am at such a place of receptivity, right? And learning me on a different level. So the message that I received and the tone with which Oracle spoke with me, so it just filled me. I don't know any other words to say. It's amazing. So she said, "Hello, my love. So glad to sit with you this morning." And yes, the theme of today is love. And at this stage of the collective's evolution, love itself is changing. It is changing from a verb that has been misunderstood, a verb with misunderstood meanings and actions, to a noun with personhood. Wow. Love itself has been so misused, abused, and misunderstood. It has been used as a tool of manipulation and self-gratification and greed. It has been the scapegoat of lust. It has been used as a prison and as a death sentence. That is so deep. That is so deep. We have been, love itself has been flipped upside down. Why? Because we have been in a matrix, a false matrix, which is the flip of what true humanity is supposed to be. We have been encaged and surrounded in 3D, the third dimension vibration, which is fear, materialism, low hatred, the lower energies, density of hatred, maliciousness, greed, pride, ego, selfishness, me. And we are coming out of that into higher vibrations of we, of us, of truth and not deception. That is this is what the true essence of love is coming out of an encasing of the 3D. I hope this makes sense. I'm getting because I'm feeling this, like love itself has been enclosed in the deception of the world. Now, don't get me wrong. Of course, there is love. We've had many martyrs, many people who have died. Those people that for rights, to standing against the social injustices. People killed, unalived, is that what we say? I'm learning. People who have lost their lives for speaking the truth. And as the deck will show you, like truth and love go hand in hand. They go hand in hand. Anyway, that's just me going off on a tangent. Oracle continued to say, but as more people are awakening and coming online in the light of truth, the truth of who and what they truly are, we truly are beings of love. Love will be freed to be what it truly is, which is unconditional. It starts with each individual loving themselves first. That's beautiful. That's what Oracle said before. She gave me these cards, and love that. And so for me personally, myself, this is where I am. Like learning, practicing unconditional love for myself. And I'm not going to cry. I'm going to finish this, then I'll cry. And I have my book here. Why do I have the book? Because I'm learning. And I'm going to read directly what the Oracle message is for the card. And then whatever Spirit has, I will give to you. So the first card that I received is mending. And I love the illustrations for this card. Mending. And the Oracle, the essential message is forgiveness and making amends. The Oracle's message is each time we are hurt and allow the hurt to pass through us without understanding and integration, we accumulate an unwanted burden. This keeps us chained to the very things we need to heal. The pain, the memories, the echoes of resentments and arguments, that we rehearse over and over. Now is the time for mending rifts, healing wounds, and letting go of the old hurts in order to reclaim your power. Now is the time to forgive, to release, to make peace, and to make amends to others. But most importantly, to set yourself free. That in and of itself actually needs no explanation. Forgiveness and love go hand in hand. What I feel Spirit nudging me to strongly express, this message deals with others. Spirit is saying the forgiveness that needs to be done first and foremost is forgiveness unto ourselves. We have to forgive ourselves for the foolishness we've done, for the mistakes we made, for speaking out of turn, for being unloving to ourselves. Forgiveness begins with us. And I'm encouraging you today that this powerful energy in this portal, 6-6 mirrored, if you have 6 twice, it's multiplied. That energy is multiplied twice. It's twice as strong. So in the atmosphere of this love, forgive yourself. Let it go. Let it go. You did it. This is me. This is what I had to tell myself. Girl, you did that. You said that. You absolutely acted that way. It's over. It's done with. I forgive you. I forgive you. Because if I can't forgive myself, I cannot truly love myself. And if I don't forgive myself, and if I can't love myself, then I am living in a prison of burdens, of shame, of guilt, of remorse. No. Coming out of that, that's 3D, that's lower dimensional vibration. We are coming up higher. Forgiveness, first to self, then to others. And remember the saying about, if you don't know, but there's a saying that says, forgiveness is not for the other person. Forgiveness is for us. It sets us free from whatever happened with the other person. And if you forgive yourself, then you are setting yourself free from the version of you that did whatever needs to be forgiven. You're liberating yourself. And in liberating yourself and freeing yourself, you then move or evolve into a higher, more authentic self, more authentic version of yourself. That's good. I just got that right there. That's good. Think about that. As far as authenticity, the hard way is control. Wow. In evolving into the next higher version of ourselves, into that authentic new version, we have to forgive that lower version that behaved that way, that did that, whatever have you. Forgive that version so that version can rest in peace while we move on higher. That's good. Thank you. The second card. Oh, I love this. I love the way this feels. Being connected with spirit, with y'all. This is, have mercy. The next card is by the book. And I want you to pay attention to, you see this little family here, right? The baby is following this right here. There's a unity within this. There is, if you notice how they are in line, following a certain path, walking in a certain way. This card deals with universal law. Okay, so I'm going to read the essential message. The essential meaning is abiding by social rules, conformity, respecting cultural or family customs, and universal laws. And that's what we are focusing on, the universal laws. And I'll get to that. But the oracle's message is, the universe works within a structure of divine laws and principles that provides a framework for human experience and evolution. The law of abundance, the law of prayer, the law of karma, the law of attraction, the law of thought, and the law of compensation, and the law of nature are only a few that are known. These principles create perfect order and operate with a kind of precision beyond human understanding. Even revolution has its place in universal law. Human beings, in turn, have their own laws and customs that vary from culture to culture and family to family. Laws keep social order and govern behavior, reflecting an instinctive understanding that harmony is important. Harmony is the part of number 6 vibration. This is a time to learn these laws and conform to them rather than being the rebel and flouting or disregarding them. When this card appears, submit to structure and follow the rules even if they seem to make no sense. Release resistance, for universal laws will correct any disharmony. Open your eyes to those universal laws and it will be easier to go by the book at this time. Now, there is no, for love itself, there is no universal law as like law of attraction, law of thought. But there is a universal law called the law of correspondence. And that means, in a nutshell, as within, so without. We can also say that that is akin to the golden rule. Do unto yourself, do unto others as you would have done unto you. Love others as you would love yourself. So the law of correspondence is saying in this under this theme of love, if you have no love within you for yourself, you cannot give it to someone else. If you don't love yourself, you cannot truly love somebody else. Period. It doesn't work because you cannot give what you do not have. If you cannot truthfully say that you love yourself unconditionally, then you cannot truly love someone else unconditionally. So it begins with you. It begins with you. I, for myself, have watched down through the years how I learned to love, because I did not like myself growing up, let alone love myself, because I saw myself through the eyes of what other people saw in me. My father told me I was worthless. I had other people tell me I had no backbone. I've been so beat down by other people's opinions and other people's words, till those opinions and those words became the shell around me. The shell looked like this, but it was a shell, and I was encased in it, and I could not see my own worth. I could not see it because I was not worthy. My father told me I was worthless. So growing up, I hated the way I looked. I hated the way I sounded. I did not talk. Let's put a pin in here. Me now is an amazing testament to the will and resilience of the human will. I did not speak as a child. I came up under that a child should be seen and not heard. Every time I talked, I was told to be quiet. If I didn't talk, I was afraid to speak. It wasn't until in my 30s that I began to speak. I'm 54 now. There were pockets of time in high school, in junior, we called it junior high back then, y'all call it middle school. There were a few markers in that time period in my life where I stood up for other people, and where I helped a mother and her daughter mend their relationship. I didn't know what I was doing. It was my first encounter with spirit using me. I didn't even know what spirit was. So those times were the only time when I heard my own voice. I communicated through writing and wrote everything down. So for me to be sitting here right now is an amazing thing for me. That sometimes I really sit back and I'm like, girl, look at you. Honestly. So looking back, if I was that woman in my 20s now, I would not be able to love anyone, truly and unconditionally. Air just came on, and speak a little bit louder, because I didn't love myself. But it wasn't until I got saved, filled with the Holy Spirit, and truly dove into my spiritual journey, started really building a relationship with Jesus and the angels, and learning that there's so much more out there, but most importantly, knowing that there's a God out there that loves me just as I am. That's when it changed to this woman right here. It says, I love me. I see the conditions that can make it conditional love, but because I understand that I am growing, I am ever evolving, I am ever changing, that love that I have for myself is unconditional. Unconditional love allows people to mess up, because we're human. And I love myself in spite of my faults. That just went off of that. But so, by the book, The Law of Correspondence. You cannot love someone else if you do not truly love yourself. Following that law, I encourage you. Cultivate that love within you, because there is a whole world on the outside of you that needs your love. That needs for the law, which by the book, so to speak, to be fully manifested in you. There's someone out there that needs that. To thine own self, be true. And the final card, I'm not going to keep y'all much longer. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for being here. The final card is Truth Be Told, and it is in the reverse position. And when it is reversed with the oracle, it is a protection card, a strong warning card, I like to say. The book says protection. And that is the message that should be read. And here is the message. Where? But this is what I heard in my head. Honey, where? Talking to you. Where are you being dishonest with yourself or others? If you are unhappy in any area of your life, look for signs of denial. This can also pertain to others being misleading or withholding or acting from a hidden agenda. Yep. Hold on. Pin right there. Hidden agendas. Back to the oracle message. I'm not political. I just pay attention. But with all of the disclosures that are coming out now, the Epstein files, all these things that are coming to light that we have been lied to about. Just put it out there. All the lies are coming out. All the untruths are coming out. And that is what Oracle is saying, is that because we are evolving because of the lifting of the weight of the lies, and we are evolving, we are rising into truth. That is why the true nature of love is evolving and coming forward. Lies and deception. Hidden agendas. Now is the time to say no to dishonesty in all forms. Ask for the truth. Even if you don't like what you hear, acknowledge it. Acknowledging it will be key to a beautiful oracle, a beautiful new future, where you no longer labor under the heavy burdens that deceit and denial impose on you. Set yourself free. Now that's also the same thing that came with the mending card. Set yourself free through forgiveness. Now we set ourselves free, coming out from under the denials and the deceit. Nothing less than the truth is required now. That is the denial and the deceit from others, and the denial and deceit that we have been imposing upon our own selves. Truth and love go hand in hand, because you cannot truly love someone if there is deception, lies, twisted stuff, hidden agendas. There's no true love anywhere in that. But going back to truth be told, it starts here. Going back to, by the book, as within, so without. Or that was truth be told. Going back to, by the book, the law of correspondence. Truth within. And it was a lie when they told you were worthless. It was a lie that when they said you can't afford that, you can't have that, you don't deserve that. They told you wasn't going to make it. All these things, your voice don't matter. All these things that we have been told to keep us oppressed. Unconditional love. Unconditional love. Forgiveness. Forgiveness goes hand in hand with love. By the book, following the laws, the universal laws, as within, so without. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Right? And the truth. It's foundations of love. Wow. Wow. If there's anything that I could leave you with, I'm searching spirit. Spirit is moving in me. Love yourself. You are worthy of so much. And it is time for you to step into your worth. Become balanced within. It does not matter what anyone said. It does not matter what anyone thinks of you. I just did a reel that how someone else feels about you is none of your business. It's none of your business. Your business is becoming the best version of yourself possible. That's your business. Being in love with yourself is your business. Everyone else comes after that. And yes, it's selfish. There's nothing wrong with being selfish so long as you're not hurting other people. Self-love, self-care, self-understanding, self-adoration. Oh, yes. It's time to stop focusing outward until you have a clear focus inward. Because if you are looking at yourself with a broken lens or a dirty lens, you're not seeing clearly. And if you're not seeing yourself clearly, you cannot see someone else clearly. It begins with you. And it's very interesting as I'm sitting here telling this to you, I'm looking at myself in the camera. Telling you and me, to thine own self, be true. And I can honestly say, and I'm so proud of myself, because I can honestly say from the bottom of my heart, the depths of my soul, I love you. And I appreciate you. And I look forward to sitting with you again. One more thing. Thank you, Spirit. Even though this message came out and is dedicated to the 6-6 portal, it is a timeless message. It is amplified. This message is amplified today because of the energy of 666. But it is timeless. And outside of numerology, outside of the energy of today, it is always relevant and always prevalent in your journey. So come back to it whenever you need to. Keep on coming back, and you keep on coming back, and I'm going to keep on telling you the truth. And one of those truths is that I love you. See you soon.